bridge was only established in 2009, July, but it came again from a collective of very concerned senior stakeholders within the country who were sick and tired of seeing a non-performing education system. In that process, the penny dropped, and the point was we can scream as much as we want on the newspaper, what are we doing about it? So the collective came together, and we acknowledged certain things. That one, as a country, we have very rich innovations in education, all these sideline interventions. Even within the education system, there's a few good things. We have all of these, but we have failed to learn out of the small good interventions that we have made, to learn to adapt what works in it and link it back to the real system so that the real system is realigned and improved. And so that finally, as a country, we move from a non-performing system in between with all the innovations that private people are giving towards a performing system. Now, our role as Bridge was to, one, acknowledge that we have very rich innovations. So we're not going to reinvent the wheel and think through and say what is the best way to support learners, to train teachers and all of that. Those experiences are there, those patterns are there lying around to the interventions that we make. So we look at those and we take out of them what is the working practice, and we distill that. And through other processes that we've established and are starting to work, we link up with players within the provincial system and the national system and share that as working practices. And as you can see, I'm seriously avoiding calling them best practice, because we purely talk about working practice. It's got nothing to be to do with being best or whatever. And we have therefore identified 4 areas in which we're going to do that, link up with the education system, both at provincial and national, and influence policy decision, policy formulation and direction so that our policies are informed by the conditions on the ground, but on top of that, they're informed by experienced processes that have been implemented in small scale, and we can take that to influence that. At the same time, that interaction is aiming to change the behavior, attitudes of the people that lead our system, because we've come to realize that we cannot do away with a government-led education system. So the best thing is to influence its performance, how it's structured. We have chosen to focus on school leadership because it's been proven that without a good leader, a school is doomed. One of the surprising notions of our country is that show me a business operation that will just go pick Tom and Jim off the street and make them their CEO. Yet in education, it looks like anybody can be a principal as long as you have the strongest voice or you have irritated somebody somewhere, they are removing you, they throw you in a school to lead it. That is said, yet education is the membrane of any country's development. So we're focusing on school leadership, but school leadership itself has many facets. We are saying the focus there is about helping the principal understand their role as principals, that as a principal, you are solely responsible for the quality of teaching and learning in the classroom. Doesn't matter whether you have an office, actually you shouldn't even sit in that office. Your role is to support and monitor what happens in the classroom. And therefore we're saying as a country, we need to make sure we have the right policies and processes that assist the principal to know that role, to know how to do it, and they're supported in those responsibilities. That's our focus.